more than 50% of the receiving yards from last year gone. They're having to replace more than any offense. Darnold floats one. Smith and Jigba's loose. Jackson Smith and Jigba gets behind the rookie Upton Stout for 22.
Against some of these soft 2-minute type shell defenses.
And now throw over the middle. Smith and Jigba.
Now they can go fast. They'll take a timeout. You see McDonald, he raced down the sideline.
With a minute 13, 2nd and 10. Darnold, one-on-one, Smith and Jigba! They went back to Smith and Jigba, and he beat Green. 41 yards to the 14.
Caused by the ground.
So here is a nice slicing run by Walker. Only had 10 carries in the opening week. He picks up 13 to move the chains. Off play action now. Darnold floats it. Open man. It's a touchdown. And Seattle jumps out in front on the first NFL catch for Torrey Horton. The rookie has a score.
Down players. Christina Pig told us, this is your chance.
And Walker slicing through the defense and powering past the 40 as he bangs over a defender and one. Thornhill for 15 yards. Trying to protect Darnold here. Over the middle. It's a touchdown. A.J. Barner. And Seattle's right back in it. An extra point will tie it. Two teams that got 10 wins last year. Seattle missed the playoffs. Pittsburgh made it. 3rd down and 1 for Darnold. Over the middle, and it's caught by Kupp for a first down to the 40-yard line. And the Seattle offense stays on the field to start the frame. First down is where the Seahawks need to gain some ground. And sure enough, on first down, Kenneth Walker breaks inside the Pittsburgh 40 with some help from Oots on the block. Trying to get set. They get the snap. Pressure coming. Patrick Queen. Darnold spins away and flips it ahead. And it's a first down for A.J. Barner. Oh, Sam Darnold with a little bit of maneuvering to get away from the speedy Patrick Queen. Seattle avoids disaster on 3rd down. Now play action. Shot downfield. Smith in Jigba's got it against Ramsey. Down to the 10-yard line. And a beautiful touch throw by Darnold. Seattle is still in field goal range. It's about a 37-yarder from here to try to go up 2 scores. And they're going to keep it conservative for Myers. Walker on the run. He may bust a touchdown. He will. Backbreaker from Kenneth Walker III. And Seattle jumps out by 2 scores.
2nd down and 10. Pressure coming. Darnold in trouble and still on his feet. Now moving, and he's got a man. Smith and Jigba at the 30. And Smith and Jigba shoved out by Alontae Taylor. Torrey Horton goes in motion on 1st down and 10. A play fake. Darnold on the move. Darnold throws, and he's got a man. Touchdown! Jackson Smith and Jigba. His first touchdown of the season.
If he takes them to the fight right now, if you follow him where the fight is.
Here's Walker. Kenneth Walker fighting forward and stretching for the goal line. He is in. Touchdown Seattle. And they are pouring it on early at Lumen Field. Darnold to the air. And he fires to a wide open man. It's caught. That's the tight end, A.J. Barner. Seattle inside the red zone. Darnold back to the air, throwing end zone for Horton. Touchdown! Torrey Horton, a punt return score, and now through the air, and Seattle adds to its lead.
When they were playing and coaching the Saints.
Darnold deep on 1st down. Smith and Jigba reels it in. There is a flag back at the line of scrimmage. 1st and goal. Walker following his fullback Oots, and Walker is in again for a touchdown.
This is what Seattle's going to want to do in the 2nd half, grind away.
And they gave him 10 for a 1st down, and here's number 10, Cooper Kupp.
Have 4 receivers set to the left. They go 4 by 1. Pass goes that way, so some blocking out there. Walker makes the catch, and Walker down the sideline for a long gain. You sent 4 guys out there. 2nd and 1. Keep it on the ground. Walker around the right side with a burst to the 35-yard line. Kenneth Walker behind an Abraham Lucas block to the outside, a gain of 21.
Sam Darnold getting that one out in a hurry to give Kupp a chance.
From the 16, good protection, man open, caught, touchdown. A.J. Barner, the tight end. 2nd and 10, he's already had 2 receiving touchdowns this season and a 95-yard punt return. Darnold over the middle after he looked right, goes to his 3rd option, and Jake Bobo makes his first catch of the night at the 32-yard line. Arroyo, 6'5", 2nd-round pick out of Miami. Look at that time for Darnold. Everybody's covered, though. Sam will take off. Darnold slides to a stop at the 32-yard line. Walker again. Walker busts loose. Walker inside the 10-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal. Darnold deep downfield and reaching back is Smith and Jigba. Darnold to the sideline, caught and getting out of bounds. Smith and Jigba, but they say no.
Clint Kubiak came over as offensive coordinator, thought he fit really well with this system and this team.
1st and 10. Abraham Lucas, the block at the right tackle, and it's caught into Buccaneer territory. What a grab by Cooper Kupp. Former Super Bowl MVP, here comes Walker, looking for a block and got it from Bradford, and knocked out of bounds by McCollum. Works his way into the secondary. And Smith and Jigba on the move, and Charbonnet will remain with a line drive. Caught, touchdown! Working on Vildor.
And Darnold's picking up right where he left off coming into this game.
Fake to Walker. Chased over there by Diab, and there's a flag down. What a catch made by Young! Holy smokes! And Walker finds a hole. There he goes into the secondary. And shoved out of bounds on the play by Smith. From last season, if you can believe that, to this. 2nd down 2. Fake to Walker. Look at the time. Going deep, and he's got him. Smith and Jigba. What a catch. Beating Winfield. Oh, what a beauty. 52 yards. 3rd down and goal. Flag thrown, end zone caught, back, touchdown. Flag thrown, A.J. Barner's got it. Had one last week, has one today. Let's see what that flag is all about. Clint Kubiak said that was the first call I made when I got this job. 1st and goal, caught at the 3. Touchdown, Barner sheds Levante David. Just didn't have a bounce close enough. It's a 1st and 10, Walker. Oh, a big hole into the secondary. Blocked by Smith and Jigba. What a run. 22 yards. 4th down and 2. Kupp on the move. Charbonnet in the backfield. Darnold. Here comes Diaby and downfield. Caught. Touchdown. Torrey Horton.
Darnold straight drop, floating one, and toward the sideline at the 45. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba, and yes, he kept his feet in, hoping to cross midfield for the first time, trailing 6-0. Fake to Charbonnet, stepping up is Darnold, and Sam floats one open is Smith and Jigba, and he will glide to about the 21-yard line of Jacksonville. So Walker's available there, Trayvon Walker, but just hasn't been very active as Darnold sets to throw. And floating one down the middle. And Smith and Jigba has it. Touchdown Seahawks. Darnold again. There's Cooper Kupp. His first catch of the game and still going.
inside the 20 of the Jags. Darnold for the end zone. Catch made. Cooper Kupp has his first touchdown this season. Punt of 45 yards, just beyond the 26-yard line. Darnold set to throw and wide open at the 40 of Jacksonville. A.J. Barner. Can they bring him down? Eventually, yes, inside the 15-yard line.
Third offensive coordinator in 3 years is Clint Kubiak, very familiar with Darnold, who looks to take a downfield shot and wide open. Catch made and run out of bounds is Arroyo, that rookie tight end from Miami, who is a downfield threat big time. He's engaged now. About a house in Seattle, downright domestic and very happy with the way things are going. Play fake and fires downfield. That's Cooper Kupp in stride. Houston make a play, force a field goal attempt. They had a chance there. Now they have to recover from the penalty. You go down 2 scores. The way the offense is playing in this environment could be trouble. And right for the end zone and scoring and dunking is Jackson Smith-Njigba. Flags down afterward for the celebration. But Darnold strikes to JSN. Defenses, neither side has converted a third down yet. Both are 0 for 4. Darnold delivers a throw to the sidelines, and there is the first third down conversion. Jackson Smith-Njigba found some room there, picked up 19. It's been hard to stop tonight. It's the deep back. They fake it to him. Darnold looking to throw across the middle and drops a dime to Smith-Njigba in stride. What a throw to convert on 4th down. Defense right back out there. Darnold dropped it to Smith-Njigba. What a throw. No. What a play.
Safety in the middle of the field unless they roll back to a too high look, which they're doing.
Walker in motion, gets it. Couple good blocks. Walker gets speed and barrels downhill. He's going to be tackled just short of the marker. Picked up 13.
You know that they are very diverse with their tight end packages. Oh yeah, they're right there.
Walker, brick burst. And they finally grab him, but Walker.
Torrey Horton make that first catch. That's big.
Both teams thin at receiver tonight. This is the star receiver for Seattle. Jackson Smith-Njigba takes the run for the first down. Washington fans want a challenge. It looked like there was a third step there. There's no challenge from the Commanders. And there is a run by Kenneth Walker on the edge. Looks like he has a first down at the 32-yard line. Drive that has taken half the quarter. And Darnold, roll, throw it, end zone, touchdown, Torrey Horton. Flag on the play, in the end zone. Let's see which way. It'll be on Washington, and a Seahawk touchdown.
Pass interference, defense number 23. Penalties declined, resulting play, touchdown.
Washington rushing 5. Darnold taking a shot downfield. Open again is Horton for a touchdown. The rookie has 2 in the first 2 quarters. Seattle right back at it. Darnold 9 of 9 on the night. Takes another shot. And it's caught by Arroyo for the touchdown. Elijah Arroyo with his first NFL touchdown. No gain, leaves it 3rd and 5. Washington needs a play. Darnold finds it. First down, Smith-Njigba. And on the move after the catch to the 39-yard line.
He really has so much confidence going in his game right now.
Play action here on first down. 13 of 13. And to the races. It's White all the way. Cody White for the touchdown. The first of his NFL career. Against Pete Carroll's team. 2nd and 3. Darnold throwing sideline. Smith-Njigba's got it.
Walker the back, opening drive, 1st and 10. They began back at the 35. The fake to Walker, who offers a block. And then going deep and looking inside the caught. Smith and Jigba with the grab. What a catch. 43-yard touchdown strike. Working on Thompson. It's second down and 7 for Sam Darnold. With play action on the fake to Walker and chased on the play by Sweat, and downfield it goes. Turned each for a touchdown. Here's a 1st and 10 handoff, and it goes to Walker. An explosive play, working the sideline, knocked out of bounds by Budda Baker.
This is the way you have to play these heavy personnel offenses.
Walker looking for a hole. He's got it. Kenneth Walker into the secondary to the 40. 26 yards for Walker.
You draft a young offensive lineman like Zabel, because he's about as good as a young lineman we've seen in years.
Here's the fade, looking downfield for Smith and Jigba, who plucked it with one hand. JSN.
2.5 minutes to go.
It's Walker. It is a touchdown, the first of the day for the Seahawks. Wiggle room is gone, and they finally find the end zone. It's a one-score game with 2:23 to play.
I mean, he's on this Seahawks team. Not a lot of stats this year, but really a great asset that they've brought in.
Darnold with time going up top for Jackson Smith, and Jigba drops it in the bucket, and he will backpedal for a touchdown. What a throw. What a catch. 6 on the board from 63 out.
And clean up some of our pre-snap issues.
Yeah, 0 for 2 in the red zone. Now 1 for 6 the last game and a half for Seattle. Darnold on 1st down. Flush finds Smith and Jigba. Another big play. Jackson Smith and Jigba still on his feet and finally out of bounds at the 20-yard line of Tennessee.
And now getting back to some of those explosive pass plays.
On 2nd and 4, play action. Darnold to the end zone. Smith and Jigba with his second touchdown of the day. 13 yards, and Seattle storms down the field to grab 6 out of the locker room.
And once DK got around that corner, they had a nice little wall set up.
Here's Walker down the sideline. Nice run on 1st down for Kenneth Walker, the 3rd. He picks up 19.
They make you stop it in the second half.
Play action. It's Walker out of the backfield. Lots of room. His fullback in front. Walker out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
He has done, for this team.
As Walker gets into the secondary and another 1st down.
Not just the wide receiver position, but the offense and the whole team.
Kenneth Walker had a heavy dose early on, and kind of a quiet second quarter. Has it in the first play here, and has a hole. Look out! He got tripped up, or else it was goodbye.
Darnold, pressure comes, able to get free. Darnold now will tuck it and run, and Sam Darnold out near midfield. Good scramble by Darnold. On 1st and 10, clean pocket for Darnold, zips it over the middle. There's Shaheed down at the 35-yard line. Off the play fake. Darnold with time, open, Jackson Smith and Jigba, they find him for a big gain, out of bounds near the 26-yard line of Atlanta. In this second half, 2nd and 11. Darnold over the middle, Jackson Smith and Jigba on the run, breaks a tackle, he'll take it all the way in for a Seattle touchdown.
And they only gained 3.9 yards, so they're committed to the run game.
3rd and 6. Darnold will step up, floats it to Shaheed, who's all alone. Nice move at the 25 and out of bounds.
The turnover bug is the one thing that they got to get fixed. That will be exposed, that will be maximized in the playoffs.
Darnold to Cooper Kupp to the end zone, and a touchdown for Cooper Kupp, his 2nd of the year. Darnold on 3rd down. Pressure comes to the end zone. It's Jackson Smith and Jigba for the 2nd time today with a touchdown.
Seahawks Rams coming up here on Thursday night in Seattle. Darnold to the air on 1st down, and looking deep down the field, he's got Shaheed. 3rd down and 3. Darnold over the middle, he's got Smith and Jigba. Smith and Jigba inside the 20 and out of bounds. They needed a big play, and they go to their star wide receiver for 28 yards. Rivers watching as Darnold operates the Seattle offense. Play action. Darnold steps up, throws on the run, and he's got a man. Smith in Jigba breaks free. Smith and Jigba down the sideline and pushed out of bounds by Bynum. The Colts could not get Smith and Jigba to the ground, and he makes them pay for 39 yards. Darnold has time, fires, and it's caught by Shaheed. In Colts territory at the 47. They cannot stop the clock.
On first down, from the 48-yard line, play action. He's going to come back the other way. Taken by Walker. Lots of room to roam inside the 30. Gets a couple of blocks. He'll get inside the 10. He'll set up a first down and goal. Coming up on the 2-minute warning. Stay on the ground. And Walker with the crowd booing. They hated the call, and now they love the call. Hand the ball off here. Here, Walker. Kenneth Walker inside the 40. Kenneth Walker is out in front. Kenneth Walker, touchdown Seahawks.
Even though he was a young receiver at that time.
It's you, the old Buckeye. What about you want to bring Chris Carter's name in there? Second down and 15. Pass is caught. Oh, you knew that sooner or later he had to grab one, and he does.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's incredible. And he was the next Johnny Unitas for 3 years. That pass is caught. Smith and Jigba is taken down at the 38-yard line. Cup sprints in motion. Darnold throws, and it will be in there for the 2 points. Cup. Play clock at 3. Rolling left. Throwing back the other way. He's got a man. Caught. Barner. Touchdown. 26 yards. From the 39-yard line. Play action. Scramble. Throwing along the sideline. Smith and Jigba. Did he make it inbound? The officials look at each other, and he does. Low snap. Darnold hangs in. Darnold under pressure. Throws along the sideline. No. Yes. It's called a catch. Cooper Kupp making the grab. Darnold. Play fake. Looks. Throws. Caught. Smith and Jigba. Now comes the drama. Darnold. Play fake. Looks. Throws. Caught. Smith and Jigba. Now comes the drama. Barner in motion. Darnold throws. Caught for the 2 points. Eric Saubert. They throw to a guy who hadn't made a catch or was targeted all night long. What a game.
Not many calls in the playbook for this one.
Motion man Kupp. They're just going to run it with Walker. Tries to redirect, and he will. Walker cuts it to the perimeter. And he's out of bounds, short of the original line of scrimmage.
Keeping on the ground and finding success.
Go with a traditional fullback, running back look, and Darnold's going to throw it. Hits his open man. It's Barner cutting it for the touchdown. The Seattle offense has come alive, but it's the defense that has set them up. Line it up at the 30. Single setback, Walker. Fake the handoff, bootleg for Darnold. Looking downfield, Darnold. Perfectly placed, Smith and Jigba. Line it up at the 30. Single setback, Walker. Fake the handoff, bootleg for Darnold. Looking downfield, Darnold. Perfectly placed, Smith and Jigba.
Robert Saleh, their coordinator. Play action from Darnold, drops it off. That's Walker. Not tripped up, still on his feet and rumbling down inside the 40. Seahawks start at their 18. Walker. Big hole to run through and still going. Brought down from behind as he crossed the 35. Low snap. Darnold. Jackson Smith and Jigba, nice move. Broke a tackle, and another still going down the sideline, but they're going to say he stepped out at the 37. Hip the last couple of weeks, 3rd down and 17. Here's a toss. Kenneth Walker, right side. Long way to go. And is able to get the first down. Amazing. A 19-yard pickup on 3rd and long.
Since he took over there.
Here's Walker on 1st down. Gets to the edge. And has another 1st down for Seattle.
49ers were last in the league in sacks, so they got to get creative like that. Now Darnold backed up, throws one deep, has a man, and it's Cooper Kupp right at the sticks. He gets it right back with a beautiful throw.
2nd and goal. Fake. Darnold looking, firing, end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Jackson Smith and Jigba. Here's Walker, cuts back. Kenneth Walker is in. Touchdown, Seahawks. Third and 5. Darnold floats one wide open. He's got Walker who makes an acrobatic catch and a 1st down. Why not? On 1st down, Kenneth Walker again, to the left. Sprinted through. Walker's got another. Touchdown, Seattle. Say he ran for 340 yards tonight. In fact, that is crazy. Here's Walker. What a game for him. Breaks another tackle. Another 1st down for Kenneth Walker. Back to Walker now. Sprinting through the hole. Breaking another tackle. Down to 15. Pushing the pile. Still going. Come on. 1st and goal. Walker looking for the trifecta. He's got it. Touchdown, Seahawks.
It's going to be a story of today.
3rd and 5. Darnold back. Going to float one deep. Has a man. Shaheed. He's got it. Foot race, and he's tripped up. A bomb to Rashid Shaheed, and that's a heck of a start. Walker gets it again. Tries to sprint to the edge. He's so fast. He gets there. Touchdown, Seattle. On the play fake. Darnold looks to set up a screen to Walker. A lot of room to run. 1st down and more for Kenneth Walker, who's upended inside the 25. 3rd and short. George Halani checks into the game in the backfield, subbing for Charbonnet. Fake it to him. Darnold rolling, looking, throwing. Oh, did he keep it in bounds? He did. Come on, Smith and Jigba, just terrific. Pressure. Darnold launching deep, going down there. It's caught and hanging on, and Smith and Jigba.
When he runs his route, it's really hard for any defensive back to get a beat on what he's doing.
Darnold looking at him again. Some pressure, though. Hit as he throws. Man open. Guess who? Smith and Jigba. Touchdown, Seattle. Darnold to throw. Back. Hit. Throws. End zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jake Bobo. It's his 4th catch of the year.
Yeah, low check and checkmate.
Darnold. Some time.
Room to run if he wants it, and he's going to take it. Gets a block. Darnold's got a first down and more.
But you still got to be very aggressive offensively with some runs and play action pass.
Like this, Darnold back, pressure, throws near side. It is caught by Walker. Breaks a tackle. Great move. Kenneth Walker still rolling up to the 25.
Second and 10. Trying to get Walker to bounce to the outside. There he goes. Walker down the sideline. Kenneth Walker into Patriots territory. Might be out of bounds farther back around the 46-yard line. What a strong run by Walker. Towards ACL in the divisional round victory over the Niners. Walker moving inside, and there's that speed to the outside. Pass Gonzalez on the edge and pushed out of bounds. Another strong run for Walker.
JSN in the backfield now. He's been dangerous there.
Come the other way to Walker. Past a lot of folks. There he goes. Walker to the 23-yard line. George Holani's the running back. Fake to him. Darnold to the end zone. Barner's got a touchdown. One of the leaders of this Seattle defense. And he comes up with a pick here in the Super Bowl. Walk on the right, got a couple edge spots, and